I don't wanna say anything, cause if I do I might say the wrong words. Oh no. So I'll keep my mouth shut and not listen. Afraid I lose you if I didn't. Till we find what we're missing and compromise. So I'll keep my shoes up and not leaving. We're on thin ice, winter season. Can't wait for a single reason not to say goodbye. Oh, if I said what's on my mind, would you stay with me tonight? If I said what's on my mind, would that make you run and hide? Run and hide. Run and hide. If I said what's on my mind, would that make you run and hide? Would that make you run and hide? Run and hide. Run and hide. Oh, would that make you run and hide? Don't know what to do anymore. I'm out of options, nothing's working. I'm out of service. Come help me now, I'm fucking nervous. I'm trying but can't scratch the surface. So I'll keep my mouth shut and not listen. Afraid I lose you if I didn't. Till we find what we're missing and compromise. So I'll keep my shoes up and not leaving. We're on thin ice, winter season. Can't wait for a single reason not to say goodbye.
What's up, everyone? What's up? Hope everybody is well and okay. I am back with another stream. Good to talk about some of the takeover talk today. Not football related. We had football related talk yesterday. I will be dropping the link for the members to join in today very shortly. Big up to everyone, the early gang that have joined already. I also did promise to do a mukbang, so stay tuned to find out what is on its way, because the order is on its way. So very shortly, I will have to go and collect the order from the studio entrance, which is going to be technical because I'm live at the same time and the brother is on his way at the same time as well. So we will see what happens. But yeah, hopefully, everybody is good and okay. There's been the most breaking news is FSG are staying. FSG are here to stay. After all of the malarkey that they did, after all of the BS that they put us through, FSG are here to stay. And man, oh man, has Twitter gone in a meltdown. Absolute meltdown. I love it. If you ask me, oh, Logan got my boxing pictures now. Logan, you're doing boxing. That picture, ladies and gentlemen, was taken during 2021, I would like to say. Logan would know. It was around 2021, and I was doing boxing whilst fasting during Ramadan as well. So yeah, but big up Logan for that, man. Big up Logan for that. But before I kick things off, hold tight because I am going to go and get the food that has just arrived in the studio for, the eat and talk. So get your own food ready because I want to talk all things ownership. I have a lot of concerns I want to raise as well that I want to speak to you guys. So I'll be right back. Just hang fire, stay steady. Give me uno momento. Right, I am back. Big up to everyone who stayed. We shall get into this ownership talk. I'll introduce to you guys first what I actually ordered because I did a poll on Twitter and I did a poll on my YouTube and everybody voted. And you lot set me up. You lot set me up. You lot did not predict what I wanted to eat. Instead, you lot forced a cuisine onto me. So let's start. The first item that I'm going to bring out, okay, this is the first item. Have your guess. Guess down below what I ordered. It's a sauce. This is a sauce. I don't know what type of sauce. I don't know what type of sauce this is, but it is a sauce. Have a guess. You have to guess. Sauce is there. The second item is got to be, well, I don't want to give them branding. There you go. A Coca-Cola. This is the second item. I'm not seeing many guesses. People are not guessing. You lot are holding off from guessing. The third item. Let's go to the third item. The third item is fairly big. It's fairly big. Fries. Fries. So, oh, Jesus Hernandez, good guess. Rajat, good guess. But I'll be honest, y'all got this one wrong. Shawarma, Burger King, Big Mac, McDonald's, shawarma. You guys, what is going on? No. Well, you are right. You are gyro. You are along the lines, but it's not the full. It's not the full thingy. But yeah, I got a burger. I was not gonna get an Indian. I'll be honest with you. I'm not eating Indian on live. Let's be honest. I wanted a burger. I got myself a burger, but game is still not finished. Have a guess what's inside the burger. So what did I get in the burger? Have a guess. Have a guess. What is it? Chicken? Is it beef? Is it lamb? Bro, I didn't want a biryani. Why are you guys forcing a biryani on me? I did not want a biryani. I actually wanted a Chinese or a burger, and you guys picked Indian. I don't know. No, not every day follow you guys, man. Some days I have to pick for myself. Pigeon burger, Sim. Nah, man. Okay. Is it extra cheese? What is the burger? Tell me the burger combo. Tell me the layers and the combo. Rajat says chicken. Alexis says fish. Matt says Faz lied to the people. I lied. Yes, I did a Glazonomics and I love it. I did a Glazonomics, man. I had to pick my own. Can't be going getting Indian, having this on stream, man. Come on, man. There's definitely a bun in there. Or is there? Or is it lettuce? Big up Music who just subscribed to the channel, man. Big up and welcome to the channel. Thank you for subscribing. 2 tomato, mayo, onion. I like this. Okay, Rajat is getting it right. Rajat is on point, right? Get the layers. So there's bun. Then what's the layers? Is it 1 patty or 2 or 3? How many patties? Have a guess. Whilst I keep it here, and then I'll open it shortly. But let's go into this straight away. Well, breaking news, FSG do not want to sell. Let's talk about FSG before I move on to everything else. I mean, the FSG talk is actually very interesting to me specifically, because we all saw FSG come out and say they are looking to sell, and all of us pretty much got excited thinking, you know, the Glazers, it's the time for the Glazers to go as well, etc., etc. We all probably sat here thinking this is it for the Americans, etc., etc. But that's not the case. That is not the case. The fact is, Liverpool fans did not protest enough. They didn't. There are a lot of Liverpool fans who are actually FSG in. A lot of them. And FSG are not fully feeling the pressure. They're not fully feeling the force from their fan base to go and say, you know what? We need to sell. Why did they say they want to sell? So they said they want to sell. They haven't sold. Isn't that illegal? But then guess what? They're a private company. They don't need to sell. Who says they need to sell? Liverpool fans are in a meltdown. And rightly so. Big up Alien Channel.
Smiling face, clapping hands.
Big up Alien Channel. Says Glazer, not Glazer burger and fries, man. You got to. DB Cooper says, now I want burger. Man, I'm gonna see the burger. You will see the burger that I bring out. Faz, you've been eating this my style. Fries first, then hit the burger. I'm gonna mix it up. It should be burger, chip, burger, chip, burger, chip, burger, chip, burger. In that order, you should be eating your burger. But you always start off with a chip anyways. So, FSG, they're not selling. What does this mean for the Glazers? I personally think, I have a feeling the Glazers are not going to sell to the Qataris. And I want to get into this. And I want the members, big up the members. I want all the members to join in today. And I want to have a genuine conversation with the members and understand what is the cost of having Qataris as owners? What is the exact cost? How important is it to you that Manchester United's transactions stay public? At the moment, our transactions are public because our club is publicly traded. Is that important to you guys? If the Qatar owners come, our transactions will not be public. Is that important to you guys? Yes or no? Let me know. For me, does it really matter if the money is public? Not really. Because if the club is not public, you will not know who's taking how much dividends, who's taking how much X and Y and blah and blah. All you'll know is probably the revenue that's been made by the club. That's it. You won't know where the money's going. You don't know anything as such. But the Glazers, if they get American investment, American, Rain Group, 5 billion. Let me ask you this question. If you are the Glazer, if you put yourself in the Glazer shoes, what would you do? Let's start with this. This is a much better. If you yourself were in the Glazer shoes, what would you do? Because if it was me, I'd take the American investment. If I was Joel Glazer, it makes the most sense. It makes the absolute most sense. Look, think of it this way. Big up Alicia in the stream as well. Big up Dennis. You get to keep the club. You get to pay off the debt. You get to bring in investment. You get to use that for new stadium. Come on, think of it. Why would an owner want to sell the biggest organization in the world in a situation when we're winning, by the way, in a situation when Ten Hag is winning. Season ticket prices are about to go up. Why should they sell? I think the Glazers take the American as well. So, Saurabh, I think as well. Satyam thinks the same. What do you guys think would the Glazers take? And let me do a poll, because it is important to understand what people think the Glazers will do, not what you want. So, what do you think the Glazers will pick? Qatar, American hedge fund investment, or Jim Ratcliffe? Make sure you put the poll based on what you think, by the way, based on what you think the Glazers will pick, not what you want, by the way, not what you want. Michael Kennington, where you at? You're right. Where are you, Michael Kennington? Where are you? So the ownership talk for me at the moment, I'll be honest with you. You saw what happened to Chelsea, right? It didn't look good for Chelsea, did it? For Chelsea's new ownership came in. Look where they are now. They bought all the players. Look where they're still messing up. You saw Liverpool, FSG not being sold. So it's still, there's still some concern for me to jump into things. Liverpool fans jumped into the FSG stuff. They were changing Qatar flags and stuff. Let's be honest. And look where they are. Big Rock says, if I'm the Glazers, I'm taking an offer from Elliot, but there's also cons to that. Glazers, if they take Elliot, they have more work cut out for them. That's true. That's true. If they do pick up, American hedge fund, they will have to do a lot of work in general with it. Let's be honest. They will pick the highest bid, but will they do good? I'm giving you 5 billion, and you still keep the club. Who's gonna say no to that? I'm giving you 5 billion. You still get to keep the club. You upgrade things that you need to. Do everything. Fix mic. What's up with the mic? Is the mic okay? It should be. What's up with the... Yeah, it's okay now. Okay. Yeah, it's okay. Yeah, but Anas, the American hedge fund criteria is based on Glazers keeping the club. It's an investment. It's not a full control. It's an investment. It's an investment. Let me bring up the latest news anyways. Let's go through the latest news. We'll go to United Plug for the latest news. Always plug in. Let me bring them up. Bear with me. By the way, I touched 30,000 on TikTok. So big up to all of you that helped me get to 30,000 on TikTok. I hit 30,000 today. A huge achievement for myself. So we should celebrate that, I guess, in some way. But yeah, let's bring up the latest news. Let me bring it up. Hold on. And then we'll go through some of the latest news on MUFC. Alejandro Garnacho being one of them, who has also took a new contract and extended his contract, which is fantastic news. If you ask me, absolutely fantastic news. So Joel Glazer wants the club to remain at its current Old Trafford site rather than build a complete new stadium. This is on the basis he values the heritage that comes from the current team playing on the same pitch as previous teams. Well, what does this mean? I want a new stadium. I'll be honest. I'll say it as it is. I want a new stadium. But are they? Bruno Fernandes, when asked if he believes Man United are in a title race, I believe we are in a race to win the next game. We are in the race for the 4 trophies we can win. Well, one of them is Premier League. So he says, I believe we're in a race to win 4 trophies, and one of them is Premier League. So we're in a Premier League race. There you go. Bruno Fernandes thinks we are in a title race. So if he thinks that, you must think that as well. If we win or not, it's far away, so we're focusing on winning. There you go. There you go. We are in a title race. Do not let other Man United fans fool you. Do not let other rival fans fool you. Nothing. We are definitely in a title race. Ten Hag is thinking on where to collect points. Ten Hag is thinking where others will drop points. Most people don't know change of ownership take a long time. Chelsea was an exception because of war politics. So fans are in for a long torture. Plus, Glazers are acting like a diva. Very, very good comment. Because it's true. Because it's true. It has now been established both Sheikh Jassim and Ineos have received communications from the Rain Group asking them to stop making vitriolic public statements, including terms such as returning United to glory years. Ooh. What do you mean returning? Why are you throwing shade at my current owners? That's what the Rain Group are saying. The Rain Group are saying, why? It's a criticism to Glazers in the second tweet that they've made in the follow-up tweet. And it's true. Definitely. It is a criticism to us. It is a criticism to our owners, to our current club. So why are you doing it? Stop it. Ten Hag on David Hayes' season. He is doing very well. He's got a lot of clean sheets. It's not just him because we defend at 11, but there are times when you need a goalkeeper, and he's won important many times this season. David De Gea, man. Numero uno. David De Gea is the best keeper we could have asked for. He's a cheat code. David De Gea is a cheat code. Why don't people want to believe this and agree to this? David De Gea is a cheat code. Please believe it. Take it how you want it. Simple. David De Gea, cheat code. Thank you very much. He's staying. 250k, give him. He deserves it. Anybody deserves it, he deserves it. Confirmed, season ticket cost will be going up 5% for the first time in 11 years. Well, I'm sorry, but this doesn't reflect to a lot of you. Apart from Alien Tenno in the chat and me, if you are a season ticket holder, let me know in the comments. Am I happy about this? No. Very smart. Very smart. They're doing this. They know Ten Hag is about to win a trophy. Ticket demand for Manchester United is at the highest since Sir Alex Ferguson. It is at the highest. Doesn't look good, bro. It doesn't look good at all. At all. Logan, I've seen it. I've given it a share and a retweet as well. It's me boxing. It is me boxing. I'll bring it up later on, Logan. There are so many players who can pass the ball right time, like Bruno, like Jaden, like Fred. Chill out on that one, Ten Hag. I don't know why are you propping Fred. Why are you getting to the Fred prop, Ten Hag, man? Christian Eriksen, who is unfortunately not available. Sabitzer can do that also. Faz, isn't it a bit weird increasing season ticket prices and appointing directors of operation when we're about to be sold? Business is still business. I get the point, though. I get the point. Why would you increase ticket prices when you're selling? Very, very important point. Why? Leave that to the new owners. Unless it's because you want to cook the books or I don't know. One way of showing your future earnings will be more than what your earnings are this year is by increasing your sales next year. And the sales that you increase is ticket sales. 5%. 50,000 ticket sales. 5% increase each. That is a lot of money. A lot of money. So yeah. Because the cost of putting on matches has increased as well, as per Laurie Whitwell. Big up, Laurie. It was nice speaking and chilling with Laurie Whitwell in Barcelona. Very nice man. Very cool guy. And Andy Mitten as well. Ten Hag, make sure you come Thursday. Hey, it's a big game, so be there. We beat Barcelona together. Barcelona on Thursday. Old Trafford is going to be absolutely rocking. Old Trafford's going to be rocking differently. Rashford says, I've set myself a lot of goals, but it's important to stay focused and focus on the things that matter, which is winning games. Is Marcus Rashford the best player in the world right now? Depending on form. A bit of ASMR for you guys. Is Marcus Rashford the best player in the world right now? Because I said I think he is. But people don't want to give credit to him. I think Lisandro Martinez is in the conversation for one of the best players as well, by the way. Nah, sale of United is not done. FN, sale of United is not done. Jadon Sancho with the twin, man.
But can you get away from a shot? If you bang,
Jadon Sancho, man, he's talking about sharks and dogs. Bruno taking a picture with Rio Ferdinand. Ineos saying they are bearing any debt. This is important. Big up James saying sat at home wearing the same top. You know, brothers think alike. Ineos say they are bearing any debt required to acquire the club, but aren't stating what will happen with the existing debt, which leaves presumption it may remain. So this is very important. Very, very important. You want to come into the club, you say you will bear any new debt. So you will, it says, bearing any debt required to acquire the club, meaning you will go in more debt to acquire the club, even though it's on your responsibility and not the club's. But then what happens to the current debt? Do you take it on with it? Or do you know what I mean? What are you doing with the current debt? This is Ineos is very funky. I'll be honest with you. Ineos is very, very funky. If you're serious, you say, listen, the current debt, no problem. I'll pay it off. I'll pay the current debt off. I'll buy the club hard cash. I'll do everything. They're saying we will take care of any debt to acquire the club, but we don't know the new one. Sorry, we don't know the current one. I don't like that. I do not like that. Wow, Qataris are saying it's Manchester United is Qatari, man.
الرجل الجميل العالمي الكبير.
It's over and the birds flew off. The official Manchester United Qatari. Bro, I don't want to get into this, man. Nice picture, Ganacho meeting Rio Ferdinand. In the back, if you see here, it's Anthony. Anthony Santos is back in training. I love this. I love this game. Anthony Santos is there with the orange boots. He's back. Love it. Big up Jakub, one of my latest members of Planet Fast. Thank you very much for joining. Mr. Hard to Please, Jakub. Very hard with his ratings. Big up for joining. Anthony's back, man. I'm glad. Oh, boy, am I glad to see Anthony back. Oh, boy, am I glad. Bruno meeting Rio in Carrington. Ten Hag says, counter-pressing causing 2 goals. I enjoyed it. You have to suffer and sacrifice in certain situations. You can see the end product when you do it well, because counter-pressing is the best way to create chances. Big up Steffi Jenkins as well in the chat. Hope you're well. Hope you are well and okay. He enjoyed the goals. And he says you have to suffer, you have to put it up, you have to take the pain, and you will get the end product. Counter-pressing is the best way to create chances. So he's very happy, man. You could see he's proud. There's being proud, but then he was happy with the goals, but he's not happy with the performance. I can guarantee you that. I will touch on a little bit before the game against Leicester. I was very fortunate to sit with a player who has played against Amad Diallo recently this year. They've played against other players in Man United as well. And I'll touch on what I spoke to them about recovery. It was very interesting. Very interesting. It's all good hearing from content creators, but you know what? It's very interesting hearing from professional footballers what they go through when it comes to recovery. Would you guys like me to sit with a footballer and like get their life talk and their recovery and when they're in the season, how it feels, etc., etc.? Would you guys like? Maybe I could do that in the future. As the channel grows, these footballer friends would be wanting to come on the platform. I can make it happen. I might do that. But it's very interesting, honestly. It's very interesting because, like, my friends are telling me, because I talk to my friends like you guys talk about footballers. I actually want to touch on this, I actually want to touch on this. So I'm like, you're getting paid X amount of money. You should be able to do this. And he's telling me, look, when I jump for a ball and a defender's elbowed me and my eyes are watering and it's cold, right? It's cold. My eyes are watering. Do you think at that moment I care how much I'm getting paid? If I bang you in your face now, are you going to feel this? Like, are you going to be able to do your job? Of course not. Of course. People forget these nitty-gritty details. It's like, if I'm in pain, it's harder to concentrate. It's harder to concentrate if I'm in pain. And people, they get too carried away. Like, okay, yeah, yesterday in Old Trafford, oh my God, get on with it. Wake up, Bruno. Wake up, Fred. What are you guys doing? What is this? Pathetic football. That's what I'm hearing in Old Trafford. And I'm a very vocal person myself. And I said, you know what? Shut up. I said to one of the guys, turn around, and I said, shut up. He's tired. He just flew back from Barcelona 48 hours ago, literally almost 48 hours ago. He was in Barcelona. You guys can't even work 9 to 5 and you're shagged. After a normal 9 to 5, you guys are shagged. And these players, man, just support them. Stop hounding them all the time. Stop hounding them all, especially when they're in so many competitions. especially when they're in FA Cup, Carabao Cup, Premier League, Europa League. Do you know how hard it is? It's freaking hard. Do you know, like when you guys are tired, right? After a long day, you just want to rest. He was telling me, the player was telling me, he said, Faz, you know what we do? We get physios in, do our physio in our house. This is in our house. This is in our house. This is the level of sacrifice we have to do. We can't go out with our friends. If our friends say, hey, Mohammed, if Mohammed comes to me and says, hey, let's go bowling, can't go bowling. I'm tired. I'm knackered as it is. They're getting their physio. They're getting ice bath, hot bath, physio, ice bath, hot bath, physio. He says, Faz, between when I'm playing Thursday, Sunday, when I'm not training, when I'm not in training, I just do everything possible for recovery. It's hard. Just tiring. You want to sleep, you want to eat, and you want to sleep. Your brains are tired. But people don't understand that. They instantly think of these players as robots, like Muhammad says, career mode. It's sickening. I hate it. And I didn't think of it that way until my friends break it down to me, But I talk to them like you guys would, sometimes go, or not you guys, but just general fans. Oh, you're not running. You're not doing this. Just going to the gym for 2 hours can tire you out. Going to the gym for a little bit can tire you out. And people going on, Man United players are tired. I'll tell you that. My members know, by the way, the members in the members only group chat, you lot know which players I talk to and what goes on. They're tired. They've got Barca coming up in a few days. They've got to train now. They've got to do their mental prep, tactical prep. They've got to get their physios in. Everybody has to be fresh. I think, one of the people that I'm going to ease off the most, and I want to apologize for that as well, is Bruno Fernandes. I want to personally apologize to Bruno Fernandes because this guy has performed every single game. Every single game. I need to properly ease off Bruno Fernandes, man. Properly. So we need to chill out on these players, and it is what it is. It is what it is, man. There we go. But moving on, 2 days off in 7 years for Bruno. It's crazy, man. Bruno Fernandes' fitness is actually crazy, The level of games this guy plays is ridiculous. Properly ridiculous. And I am criminal for it as well because I forget. I don't remember what these players go through. And then my friends tell me, yo, do you, we're tired, What are you doing? You especially know us, and you should know how things go. So big apology to Bruno Fernandes, man. For real. Big apology to Bruno Fernandes. But keep going with the news. Let me just bring that back up with the latest news. Where is it gone? There you go. Big up United plug. Several more offers poured in for both partial stakes and to acquire the club outright, according to a person familiar with the process. So there is more than a few. Let's try this sauce, by the way. I've not tried this sauce. Wow. Damn. That is some serious sauce. Wow. It's like some sort of orange, something sauce as well. Tastes like McTominay and Fred. I like it. McFred sauce. McSauce. Wow. Really nice sauce. Really, really nice sauce. I wonder if several bids have gone in, Rain Group are expected to take the next week or so to sift through the proposals and eliminate those that don't measure up. I'll see what they I'll see what they do, because I mean they're gonna sit. April, by the way, is the time frame I predict. April is when you guys will find out more details. Until April, there won't be much. Not really much info until April. So we'll have to wait. I think as things stand now, Glazers might pick the Americans or partial investment rather than a full sale. I'm always hearing that they might even buy out the other parties. They might buy out the other parties who own shares in Man United so they can keep control. Let's be honest. Protesting hasn't helped for years. It has not to get them out. It has helped us to buy players. Fact is, protesting helped us get Casemiro. That's facts. Protesting helped us get Ten Hag. Fans, wanted Ten Hag. We got Ten Hag. That's facts. But protesting has not been able to get a full sale. So will we be able to get a full sale yet? I don't know, to be honest. I don't know. And Hadi, you are right. It could be a big L, in all honesty. It could. But we will find out in due time. Big up Ronald, who has joined the stream. I shall add you shortly. Whether Ratcliffe would be sole investor is unclear. Man, this Ratcliffe bid is so dodgy. This Ratcliffe bid is a bit funky. I can't lie. Multiple offers could put the Glazer family in a position to capitalize a hot market that has pushed the valuation of sports properties to record high. I think it's an investment, man. The Qataris have knocked on your door. What are you doing? What are you doing? The Qataris have knocked on your door. Go and sell the club. Why are you going back and forth? I do not understand, honestly. Where's my headphones? If the Qataris have knocked on the door, why would you even think about anyone else? You're getting 5-6 billion. This should be very, an easy decision in essence. It's not really much going on other than they just need to sell the club to the Qataris. It's the biggest, highest bid. Big up Ronald, who has joined the stream. Ronald, can you hear me?
I can hear you perfect. Can you hear me?
Yeah, but hold on. Let me just change you to my headphones.
All right.
There you go. Hold on. Should be okay now. Yeah, it should be okay. I can hear you now.
Yep, you should be able to, I'm sure.
Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah, so the Ratcliffe offer is dodgy. The Qatari offer seems like it's just there. They don't know what they're gonna do. Numerous other people have put in bids to invest, so they're gonna weigh it up. It's just it's gonna take a while. This is gonna take a while before we decide on anything. I don't think Manchester United has been sold to anyone yet. Manchester United have received 2 public offers, but several private offers. So I don't know. What do you think of this so far, Ronald?
Was that to me? Okay.
Yes.
So far, Jim Ratcliffe, I can see what he's trying to do. It's like playing with the hearts of the fans, trying to, push across his agenda. Because I'll be very honest, you have seen many articles, you've read many articles for Jim Ratcliffe, right? Have you seen any one of those without the word British in them? Like his PR is probably stronger than Maguire's PR. Like Maguire's PR is going to ring you. Faz, how did you talk about Maguire like that? Don't do that. Never. Delete that. That's how their PR works. And these guys have literally just gone out, and everything is just British, British, British. I understand the emotional aspect of it. It's not like if Qataris buy Manchester United, the Britishers would be stopped, right? The people who belong to the club who like the people who built the club, I would say, they would be stopped from entering. No, it's not. It's never going to happen. Fans can just remove everyone just like that. We saw it. Even it's happening right now with the Glazers. But yeah, interesting is the Qatari bid. I think we spoke about it. I've sent you my points already.
Yeah.
So that's how I am looking at it. But let's see what happens, because the investment one is good, but at the same time, it's just more debt. Because the American investors were just giving the money for, go ahead and invest that money. Won't they want the money back? Every investor wants their money back.
Well, they'll get paid in dividends, aren't they? And it's not really getting your money back, but it's adding value to your stock and share. They're happy to let their investment stay in the club until they want to cash out.
Yeah, exactly. So it's inevitable for, Glazers to move out. It's just taking a short-term investment can just, just push that to maybe 5 years from now. But in 5 years, Erik ten Hag would do wonders with this team. And that might make the Glazers stand way too strong to be moved. That's the only thing. If it would have been Ole right now managing the club,
my thing is
Glazers wouldn't
Liverpool are in the worst situation you could think, yet they are still not selling Liverpool. Imagine. Liverpool are in the worst, yet the owners are still not selling.
But
Man United are in 4 competitions. Who's going to want to sell Man United?
But who's buying Liverpool? I don't think there are any open bids as of right now.
Not ones that are public. Liverpool is not a publicly traded company. They might have been bids in private that we don't know about.
Yeah, that could be possible. But you have to see, right? Okay, so here's an example. There are 2 lands, Faz. One is a barren land, which needs a lot of work. The other one has crop on it, right? And I think Omo, if you scroll up, you will find the link in the chat. It's there. So if you look at the other one, it has good crop on it already. You just have to cut it down, get your money. Which one would you choose, Faz? You're not going to choose the barren one, would you?
No.
Right now, Manchester United has the highest potential. Like we say with players, have the highest ceiling. We have the highest ceiling right now as a club. Because Erik ten Hag has just taken the stocks up.
True. What about Arsenal?
They're not going to sell. Their stocks are up. Their stocks are up. They're not going to sell. Because Kroenke, I think Kroenke's the owner, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
He has
Omo, mute your mic. Mute your mic if you're not speaking, Omo. Thank you.
He has withered that storm. He has withered the storm. He's been through that. And Arteta came at the right time, because even he was under the pressure and he was about to leave by the time Arteta came around and fixed things.
If we end up going really hard in a title race, what happens then? Then the Glazers maybe, if we're winning a Europa, a Carabao, and maybe even push for a title, then what?
Now that's a very interesting question, and that is the exact reason why we need the bid to be that high that the Glazers can just not say no. And that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to milk it at this point.
Omo, what do you think?
The Glazers better sell. Listen, I have some stock in it. They have to sell. If they do not sell, them looking for six billion when the first said, it's going to drop down to 3 billion if they don't sell.
But they don't have to, though.
They will lose money badly.
Well, FSG didn't sell.
Listen, Liverpool in the mud. Liverpool, they didn't even say they were selling. They were looking for partnership in the beginning.
Same
They
like
were
the
always
Glazers.
looking for partnership. People thought they were gonna sell. They've been looking for partnership.
Why don't we start tagging that American company and Liverpool together because they need investment, right?
Why would we do that?
Listen, I'm not.
So
Listen,
that
I'm not here to set up
FSG stays
Liverpool.
in,
I'm not
and
helping
we
Liverpool.
get to see another. So that FSG stays in, and we get to see another 10 years of
Well,
Milner.
FSG are staying anyways. They've just officially announced
They're
they're
staying.
not selling. Yeah.
They confirmed they're staying. They were never leaving. They were just looking for extra money. Like, hey, invest in us, and we'll give it back some dividends over 5 or 10 years.
But I do
Nope.
feel like the Glazers are not wanting to sell. They have seen what Ten Hag is doing. They knew that an offer was going to come from the Qataris, so they opened up the book. But I think it just seems like they need investment to take them out of this muddy situation. And if they get the right investment, they'll take it and they'll keep the club. Who wants to let go of the biggest organization in the world when we are in 4 competitions? Who?
Listen, it's the Glazers' fault. First of all, they put us on the New York Stock Exchange. They told the New York Stock Exchange they're looking for a seller. So pretty much they're like they're expecting them to sell. They are expected to sell. Now, if they do not sell, they're manipulating the market.
Yeah, but FSG did that. But then
No, but
FSG
FSG was all.
He's not
FSG
on the
always.
New York Stock Exchange. He's nothing. Liverpool is they're nothing. That's inside money. I mean, they don't manipulate nothing.
You are
Oh,
right
but
as
yeah,
well.
over here, Glazers, you messing with real people money. I have
But
listen.
they
I have
didn't
I have $200 in Manchester United. I invested when it was $8 a share.
You invested how much?
200.
200,000?
No,
Oh, okay.
$200.
I was gonna
Oh,
say,
bro,
you invested
I was like, wow, 200,000.
I've
Hey, Omar, my new
invested
best friend.
$200 when it was $8 a share.
Okay.
They better sell. They better sell.
You better cash out before this shit crashes.
I could cash out. I think I'm up 8 plus about 140%. But still, they better sell. They have to sell.
See, the thing is, Faz, I do think that they're gonna sell. The whole this shenanigan back and forth that's happening right now, it's just to make the bid go up. What's the highest number of bid that we've seen right now from Qatar? I think it's 5, right?
5.5
Or 6.
5.
Yeah, 5.5 or
I've not
6,
seen
approximately.
I've not seen 6.
I think someone in the chat was saying 6, but let's
No,
just say
no,
5.5.
Glazers won 6.
Yeah, Glazers won
They're not
6.
gonna. Qatar, no one's
I
winning
just don't
6.
wanna. I just don't want to put myself out there and say yes, we're being sold. I want to still wait and see. To be honest, the Qataris have bidded, which is a very nice thing, but it doesn't mean that we're being sold to the Qataris yet. We have to be patient. We have to hold off. There are other clubs who are up for sale in the Premier League. We have to wait and see what happens. Each club is in a different situation. We just have to wait and see. People won't like this though. People will think, yeah, we're being sold. Let's do all of that PR positive talk. But nothing has been solidified yet.
See, the Americans, that's not happening. The only person that can spoil this party is going to be Sir Jim Ratcliffe. Because he has media on his side, which is trying to run his agenda with the British this, British that. And even if he does it, he's not going to be the major, party in it. He's just going to have a minority stock in it. So he won't have enough say in the decision making. It would still be remaining with the Glazers. And I don't want no person who owns a stock in Manchester United to have a season ticket at Chelsea.
True. That is fair. His Jim Ratcliffe's bid is just weird. It's just nothing makes sense. I mean, Omo, what did you make of Jim Ratcliffe's bid and the politics behind it?
Like like when like you watch those movies and people are bidding something and some random person put up some little number, and you're like, you're not gonna win. Then the big guy come in the back end and put out a bigger number, and that little guy like, oh, how come he got all that money? That's how Jim Ratcliffe is. Like, why are you here? These are big boys talking, and you showing
he
up.
just wants to be a part of the conversation. He's happy with it.
He's not part of. He just want to be part of the club. Like he's not Qatar rich. And if you
Because
go to Qatar, he's poor. He's poor in Qatar.
bro, so Omo, you have to think about it. This is
Wait.
free.
You said he's
like
boring, huh?
Faz,
If you go to
think
Qatar,
about it.
If you go to Qatar, he's middle
If you
class. Like
had
they laugh at him.
if you had an option, Faz, even you would want your name to be a part of it just because Planet Faz will get the attention from the media. Because right now, what is happening is because of this bid, his knee stocks or his name of the club is being talked about. This is basically free media for him, and he's not even spending a buck. He has just made a statement that, hey, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and bid this much.
Well, he has bidded Jim Ratcliffe.
Well,
Yeah, he has.
I think he paid off the media. The media are in love. He's the media darling.
It is interesting why the British media did the same thing with British players, Declan Rice, Harry Maguire, Harry Kane, Sir Jim Ratcliffe. They always do this British on British thing, and they're gonna. Omo, do the Americans big up Glazers?
Glazers. They don't know who they are. They are poor. Listen, in football. Okay, they're part of the football league. They're not even talked about the most. It's the most talked about in the football league is the Cowboys. Sometimes the Eagles, the Giants, because that's New York. I don't know about the rest of the other team. Mahomes team that in the Super Bowl. Like, even when they won the Super Bowl, they wasn't even talked about. Like, I think they're small.
Like the
They're
only
small.
problem I
They're
have,
small millionaires. They don't walk through those doors.
like the only
Why do
thing
you
that
guys
kind
think?
of
Go on.
the only thing that kind of irritates me, to be very honest, and I get irritated very easily, and you know it, Faz and Omo as well. However, that's just one word. Like there is no need for saying, British British bid. Like brother, it's Manchester United. You don't have to use that word to make your bid stand out. You just bring us back to the glory days. And yes, under the Glazers, we've lost that track. We've lost those players. We don't have that kind of manager anymore. The world's moved on. And now we're trying to move on with the owners as well. So I don't see why exactly they're just so emphasizing and this is something that is being done by the media as well. Every time you just bring that up, the British bid by Sir Jim Ratcliffe. I mean,
You know what's so funny? Let's rewind this back. Okay, we Manchester United is looking to be sold. Why gotta be a British owner? How come you didn't say that with Man City? How come you didn't say that with Newcastle? Like, hey, this gotta be a British owner. How come when it gotta be me, when it's time for the big dog, oh, you gotta be British owner? Nah, I don't want to be British owner.
like let's say Faz has a British passport, so Qataris can come in and just make Faz the forefront, the face of their campaign.
Can you imagine? Top Reds would be pissed. Absolutely pissed. Let me ask you this question. The Qataris, they haven't had success with PSG. They pay the most wages in their front three to win League One. They haven't won a Champions League. They haven't gone. The Mansouri, Sheikh Mansouri, hasn't increased Man City's branding. Man City's branding is not increased. PSG's branding is increased, but no Champions League. So, at what cost does it mean that if the Qataris buy Man United, that they will do something with us?
Okay, let's start with Man City. They could have won the Champions League when they played against Chelsea. It was free, but Pep want to do some stupid formation and I play Rodri, and that whole midfield got exposed and Harvest score. That's his fault. That's the Champions League. He got to swallow that. PSG, on the other hand, they're a fumbling club. Like, for example, if you want to practice for a test, which aka the Champions League, you gotta do some studying, right? Who the hell are they gonna study in League One? Who are you practicing? What big club are you playing in League One? You're playing no big club in League One, and you're just training against them. So when it comes to Champions League, when it's time to buckle up, you're fumbling every single time. And talk about branding. Listen, we're Manchester United. We're the biggest club in the world. most branded club. Our name speaks volume. Everywhere we go, we speak volume. Asia, Africa, whatever continent you go, our clubs speak volume. The rest of them, they don't have it. Like it's for
So
us,
what
it's
is
easier to take over Manchester United than to take over any other club.
so we're the biggest club, right? We're the biggest branding wise. We have the biggest fan base. So they're paying 6 billion for that, right?
Yes.
But
This
how
is
do
this
they
is
get
only
us?
Omo talking. I'm not talking right now. So
How
these
do
are
they?
all
Yeah.
Omo views.
How do they get us to a phase where they can actually make something out of the 6 billion that they've spent?
First of all,
What is going to Qatar add other than a stadium and players?
oh, I was gonna say
Because
stadium.
have they been successful in increasing PSG's brand? Yes.
Oh yeah,
But has
definitely.
Mansouri been successful in increasing City's brand? No. Have
No.
either of them increased Champions League winning trophy titles? No. Has Newcastle increased its branding? No.
Yes,
I'm just going off devil's advocate points.
I would say
Yeah,
yes.
what
The
I would say is,
Newcastle one, I would
oh,
say yes.
Well,
Bro, come on, fans. You have to realize Newcastle used to be a giant back in the day, and you know it, right? Used to be a giant. It
listen,
fell
okay.
off. It became a mid-table club, but now look where they are.
Ronald,
not a giant.
Ronald,
They're
around
not
you, is
giant.
there anybody
They're
that
not.
say Newcastle around you?
I'm sorry.
Like, there's anybody that like hype up Newcastle around you, or want to jump bandwagon and say, "Oh, I want to become a Newcastle fan"?
No, bro. I'm not saying fan or all of those things.
No, because
Newcastle has
that's the
been very
marketing right
smart
there.
with their
'Cause
acquisitions right now. Newcastle has played it very smartly. They are back in a conversation. We do put Newcastle in a conversation every time we talk about top six for the last 6 months. We have been doing that.
Look at and by the way, members only group chat, Omo and Ronald and the rest of them, you guys know Mohammed and everyone. I said these questions are not for general public. Did I not say that?
Yeah.
yeah,
And look at pyramid scheme now. They're not happy with these questions. These are questions that the general fan base cannot stand. It's not in their mind to comprehend. They will say, you're comparing apples to oranges. But when I'm talking about Newcastle owners went and bought Newcastle because of what? Because they want to make Newcastle who go Almiron scores, yay. No, there's more than that. PSG, the owners of PSG, own the league TV rights, own the airport, own the planes. Do you know how much political hierarchy that PSG owners own? You don't even have no freaking clue. No clue.
Yeah.
And yet
However,
you're gonna
fans,
think, well, it's not the same. That's PSG. This is Man United. You and I. It's just too much randomness. You need to dig deeper. Why is it that Qatar all of a sudden want to pay 6 billion for Manchester United club? Right? We have history. There's no denying it. We have amazing history. We have the best manager. We can do the best things with our club. But Liverpool have history. Liverpool have a fantastic manager. Liverpool have really good frontline players. Why
but
can't
they don't have
nobody
a
come
fan
forward?
base like us.
No, Liverpool have a big fan base. You can't do that. They don't have as big as us, but they have
don't
a freaking fan base.
No, they have a
But-
fan base, but that's cute.
No. Liverpool have a huge fan base. Hold on.
No, I'm
Liverpool
not
have
denying
a
it.
huge fan base. But
I'm agreeing
that
here.
doesn't still justify why Liverpool are not having bid wars. Do you understand? There's
No,
something going on
but-
as to why the Qataris want to buy Manchester United, and it's deeper
Yes.
and bigger than Manchester United.
And I gave you my answer for it, but I just don't feel comfortable in saying it in open public.
No, the list, even the list that you've given, right? Let's be honest. The list that you've given doesn't even scratch the political agenda behind it all. There will be 100%. When a billionaire is paying 6 billion, 5 billion to buy a club, they're not buying it for Marcus Rashford to score in a Champions League final. There's more than that. I guarantee you. Because look at it's in front of you. Look at what PSG did. Look at what City have to go and put their own money into the club. and fraudulently make the club work. So I wonder what Newcastle are going to be doing. There's something fishy about. I'm just saying, there's something fishy. I still want Qatar in, but just something. It seems a bit shaky. I just want to wait and see
There's something.
and see things out.
There's something else underneath it. We don't know yet.
Yeah, well, of course we don't know.
And it just like it's
Listen?
right
Already they own. I think someone might say they own the Shard. They own, what else do they own? They own Selfridges. They own some big office block or something in London. They own Heathrow Airport. These are massive things that they already own. That's not even a football club, by the way. These are huge infrastructures and economical things that they own. So I'll say it'll be interesting to see what they want to do once they buy Man United outside of Manchester United. What other? I'm telling you, they have other things going on.
They have to. They have to add something to it.
Of course. The first thing I heard when I heard about Man United, I heard they want to build a 5-star hotel. Remember?
Yes.
The first thing we heard is 5-star hotel. They want to bring 5-star hotel. What is one of the most profitable businesses to run? It's hotels.
Yeah.
Hotels are one of the most
It's giving a
profitable businesses
space
to run.
for the fans who are going to come to stay as well. So a person can book the tickets at the same time, book the hotel, the travel, and all of those get combined as a package, then get sold.
Yeah, you're not to leave the stadium. You're next to the stadium.
You're basically going through invisible tunnels into the stadium directly.
It's giving the outside visitor for people traveling in experience.
When Qatar, if and when Qatar are successful in buying Manchester United, then you'll have Manchester City, Manchester United, the two biggest giant Manchester clubs, and then you have Newcastle as well. So in essence, top 3 of the Premier League is controlled by the Middle East. So where does that lead to? These are deeper questions that the normal general fan base are not ready for. I'll be honest with you.
Everybody's going to struggle for the main position.
They're not ready for it. There's going to be competition between Middle East to Middle East as to who, Saudi, Qatar, and where's Mansour from? Is he from Dubai? Or is he from Saudi as well? I think he's from Saudi. But the Mansouris, the Saudi, Newcastle, and the Qataris will be in competition.
He's from UAE.
UAE, right? So they'll be in competition to see who comes first, who gets the Champions Leagues, and etc. We're definitely the biggest of them all, for sure. We're a sleeping giant at the moment. We've not even we're not even.
All we got was a manager, and people are scared. Like, can I get the owner first?
Scratching the surface of what we can potentially unlock. But like I say, it'll be all interesting to see what the Qataris, political stances behind buying Man United for $6 billion, because I just don't know.
I have a question for Faz and Omo, both of you, because I remember reading about this, but I'm not sure who it was. I read that there was a group, maybe it's a Qatar, Dubai, some one of those, from the UAE, that they're actually going ahead with David Beckham as the face of their campaign.
Who was?
I'm not sure. That's what I'm asking. Who was it that was going as David Beckham as the face of their campaign?
That was just rumors. I didn't even take that seriously.
No, David Beckham is worried about Inter Miami or something like that.
Yeah, that was just a bunch of rumors. I didn't even take that seriously, in all honesty. I didn't pay no mind. That stuff came even before the Rain Group talk started of Man United wanting to sell and etc. That stuff was even before.
He is actually the face. He is actually the face of Qatar's tourism, and that happened back in 2022.
But the tourism thing and buying Manchester United are two different things.
No, absolutely. But I'm just saying that, obviously, if they're buying Manchester United, they're just not buying Manchester United as an entity to play football.
They have all sorts of athletes being promoted in Dubai, promoted in Qatar, and all of this stuff. They have all sorts of thingy. But Qatar coming in and buying Manchester United is every fan's dream because of the amount of money they can pump into the club and what things they can do. It's just only a matter of time to see where they will lead this whole transaction to. It's a matter of time to see where everything will come. My only thing is Qatar are not silly. They have a lot of wealth that they want to diversify in. I feel they will buy Manchester United, take Manchester United to a different level, but they will also use that money and that access to Manchester United to go and increase and do other things, which isn't actually a bad thing, by the way. Which
It's
isn't.
not wrong.
Well, of course it isn't. Of course it isn't. Um, PSG owners have done great things with PSG.
But
They've
Faz,
turned
don't you
PSG into a
agree?
tourism hotspot. They've turned PSG into a great brand. They've brought the biggest players. They've had some good managers. They're winning their league respectfully year in, year out. So they've done good things in PSG. You cannot deny them of that. Manchester City, I don't really know where I stand with Manchester City because as much as I can say, well, they've won titles, they've cheated in essence. So I don't know where I stand. And then Newcastle, everybody credits Newcastle, but I don't credit Newcastle at all because I just keep saying Newcastle haven't done nothing. They have done zilch.
Can I say something,
So
Faz?
people just want to jump into it for no reason. Yeah, go ahead.
So here's my thing. PSG, the first project, right? They had to invest a lot. They invested a lot of money in PSG as well. Man City, the first project in Premier League, and they messed that up because, hey, they went around the books, right? They invested the money in there, but they did not do it the right way. They had to find ways to actually go ahead and do it. Newcastle, it's just been what? How many? I think 1 year since the takeover.
Mhm.
So they're going slow with the project. Manchester United is the only one without the Qatari coming in because fans have been holding on to not helping Glazers. And there is a whole lot bunch of fans, and you would agree with that, Faz. I know a
Mm.
bunch of fans go and they do support, from the store and everything, but there is a lot of people who don't. Imagine all of those people coming on one side and actually helping the club. They don't have to really put a lot of money in us. The heritage is there, the manager is
Well,
there, the
of course,
players are
but the
already
first thing
there.
first is they still have to put money in to fix infrastructure. You need a new stadium, you need new training
No,
facility.
but I'm saying they don't really have to build the club, like build the club as in the image of the club or
Okay,
bring it, yeah,
sure,
at that glory level,
sure,
because we've already
sure,
had that.
sure. That's true. Yeah,
So
fair.
that ways, if you think about it, that's smart because you're buying something for 6 billion, but you're not because hey, PSG and Manchester City, they bought those for cheap. They didn't buy those for
Sure.
like
And
crazy
Newcastle as well.
billions.
And
Exactly.
Newcastle as
But they
well.
had
Yeah.
to invest money in those. And now I'm sure PSG bill, Man City bill are in crazy billions. But you're buying a hot property, an old hot
How
property.
much do you think? How much do you think? What you said is very, I like what you said because you broke it down well. How much do you think this purchase, right? They've bought it for big up Cial Gaming for subscribing. How much do you think now buying Manchester United for 5.5 billion, investing 1.52 billion for a stadium, investing in women's football infrastructure, youth football infrastructure, investing in a new facility, all of this will easily take you to
And
another
don't forget the
3-4
debt.
billion and the debt, right? Whatever they do with that. So let's just say another 4 billion. So give or take, you're looking at 9 billion spent. How much do you think Man United could be worth? I'll start with you, Akshay, then I'll come to you, Melo. Akshay, are you there?
Yes, yes, I'm here. So I will make it very short because, I am working as well. It's like work from home, but it's allowed here. So
Okay.
at my work especially. So I understand your question. So I think it will take more about because it's the stadium is also involved, correct? If I'm not wrong.
Hmm.
And last time when they kind of asked about the projected budget, how much it will cost, for the new stadium, it will be like around maybe at least more than like 500-600 million, right? So
Hmm.
overall, if they are buying around 5 billion, there will be like 1 or 1.2 billion additional in terms of buying, like buying new players and investing in the youth and investing in the stadium and all that. So there will be
Sure.
extra 1 to 1.4 billion, not 1.2, because stadium will cost nowadays very more compared to the 5 6 years ago. The stadium will cost more. So additional 1 to 1.5 billion in that range they will have to look about.
Okay. Okay. Mello, what do you think? Buy the club, pay the debt off, buy a new stadium, invest in infrastructure, invest in Carrington, and then how much do you think they could add as value to Manchester United? How much could Manchester United end up being worth?
Wait, so are you asking me, do we need those? Like, do we
Sorry, you're
need
breaking. Your line
a
is
new
breaking up
stadium? Do
quite
we
a
need
bit.
a new training facility?
Sorry, your line is breaking up really bad. Can you go somewhere with a bit better network? If you could, that would be great. Your line is breaking up in and out, so the connection is a bit low. Once you have, do let me know. I'll bring you back on. Just let me know once you've got it. I'll come to you, Omo, with the same question, and then we'll come back to Mello.
Pretty much stadium will be like 2 billion is what they've been saying so far. So altogether, probably 8.
Okay, but how much can Man United end up being worth?
8 million.
Because you
No,
have to
8
think
billion.
you're buying an asset. How much could Manchester United end up
Actually,
being worth?
because right now, actually, take that back. Probably 7 billion or 6 billion. Because right now we're worth 4 billion, and once if Qatari buys them, the price is gonna go down. Yeah, so 7 billion.
Okay.
If they come
Okay,
in,
Ronald.
stadium and
Go on.
everything, 7 billion.
Okay. Okay, go on.
Is that me? No.
Yeah, Ronald.
Okay. So I personally feel, Faz, that if I talk about just the amount of money that the Qataris are investing, right, it's going to be somewhere around 9 or 9.5 billion because
Okay.
one, they'll be taking the debt off. Second, they're
Okay.
going to pay the Glazers. Thirdly, they're going to go ahead and invest in the infrastructure. If we are going to keep the Old Trafford essentially the way it is and build around it, that's going to be 1.5 billion. Creating from scratch a new stadium is going to be 2.5 billion as per what I saw on the internet.
Okay.
And after that, they will have to invest in players, right? Because we need a squad. They need to invest in that. They also need to, if they want to keep the fans and the people happy, they need to invest in and around the area of Manchester itself, the stadium, to kind of give that an uplift. Because with a stadium that well built, you would like your neighborhood to be the same, right? So that's another. So that's why I'm saying total 9.5 billion. However, I personally feel the question should be how much are the Qataris going to go ahead and make out of this? Because obviously they're going to use their own, Qatar Airways, I would say. So they're going to be having worldwide marketing without spending a lot of money individually as an asset over there. They can just put that on our shirts as a sponsor and they'll be, making money. So how much are they saving because of it? How much are they going to go ahead and make money on in the long run? I think
I
that's the
mean,
major question.
at the moment, PSG are sponsored by Qatar. Who else are sponsored by Qatar? Not is Barca not sponsored by Qatar? Who's Barca sponsored?
No, I don't think so.
But PSG are sponsored by Qatar. Who else? Are Roma sponsored by Qatar? I don't think so.
No, it is
Wait, I
SC
can
Buzz.
tell you.
Bayern is sponsored by Qatar, but PSG is
Brother.
probably the biggest one that is sponsored by Qatar. Anyways,
Yeah, so
I don't
it
know
is.
where I don't know, how the cousin QIA, QSI, whatever you want to call them, how that would work in terms of letting Man United have Qatar. But I don't think that should be a problem. I think Qatar should be fine on Man United shirt, to be honest.
Exactly. So that's just one example that I'm taking right now. There are going to be other as well, right? They're going to go ahead and bring their own branches, their own properties over here, open them up, give them space, right? So all of those are going to account towards the long-term gain that they're going to go ahead and get out of the club. And I don't know if I can go ahead and say what I said, but you already know my views on it, Faz. Like the entirety, what I see and how I feel that it's going to help them. Because I don't think there was any reason for doing the FIFA World Cup Qatar 2022 other than that. Because that
Okay.
has kind of changed the propaganda against them.
Okay. I think all of you have valued Manchester United. Mello, are you there? Let's just come to Mello, see if his connection's better.
Yeah, I don't think it's good. Is it good?
Yeah, it's good. It's good.
Yeah,
It's good.
nah.
It's good. I can hear you clear.
Let me completely fix it. Give me like 2 more minutes. Keep on going. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Cool. I think all of you have valued Manchester United very low. I think once the Qataris come in, they put a new stadium, they get infrastructure, they get a new training ground. Obviously the debt gets cleared out.
Faz,
They fix
I think-
around Old Trafford. Hold on.
Faz.
They fix around Old Trafford.
What I was just going to say was that the amount we all quoted, I think that's the amount that we feel that they are going to invest.
No, I asked you what's the added value to Manchester United? What could Manchester United's value end up being?
After the
Only
takeover.
Logan. I think Logan and another person answered it. I think Logan and Merrick, was it? Or someone, or no, not Muhammad. Let me go and check. I think Logan and
I think
2
Junior
other
as well.
people. Muhammad, also Junior, I think that's the one. Junior, I think, commented. Yeah, Junior commented.
So your question
15 billion
basically
easy.
is
Hold
what
on,
the
Ronald.
valuation. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, hold on. So 15 billion easy. We will become a conglomerate with all the investment Qatar will bring potential success on the field. I think because we haven't won a trophy in recent years, our marketing value is not good. Our sponsors want to leave, which speaks volumes as it is. The stadium is in a rot. The training facilities are in a rot. There are players in this organization that shouldn't be in this organization, which also affects the asset of the club. On top of it all, the PR around just the Glazers and Manchester United haven't been good, has it? Having Ralph Ragnick in there, issues with Ronaldo, issues with this and that. It doesn't help the valuation at all. It doesn't promote Manchester United in a positive way, does it? So I think if the Qataris come in and they then help boost all of these issues and clarify all of these issues, simply you can't base a valuation simply based on how many fans we have, right? You can't, because Twitter doesn't even have half our fan base, and Twitter sold for 40 billion and an organization, and we make more revenue than Twitter, by the way. Twitter doesn't even make near as much revenue as we do, and Twitter went sold for 40 billion. So you can only imagine a club like Manchester United could easily be worth 20 billion and 25 billion without shadow of a doubt. When you have football contracts and everything like that flying about 100 million player, our footballer is flying about 100 million. Neymar went for 180 million. I mean, Enzo Fernandez, the most expensive midfielder. In the future, as things come on, you'll start seeing players go for 200. I mean, if Alejandro Garnacho ends up being the player that we think he is at 22 years old when he's 22, how much do you think he's going to be worth? I was arguing, shouting on stream saying Marcus Rashford should be worth 200 million. Mbappe is worth 220 million. Gavi and Pedri's release clause is 1 billion each.
Also, Fati's 1 billion.
Fati is 1 billion release clause. Like they're putting numbers like that, not just because of fun, by the way. They're not putting numbers like that because of fun. There's a reason why these numbers are being put on pen and paper. I think Manchester United, the valuation is totally messed up. I think our valuation, considering, by the way, we are broke. We are broke. Yet we bought Paul Pogba. We are broke. Yet we brought in Sanchez. We are broke. yet we bought in Casemiro. We are broke, yet we chased Frankie de Jong. We are broke, yet we matching up Barcelona. Like, look at it that way. The actual valuation of Manchester United. Liverpool's revenues are around 600 million in the last year. 600 freaking million. And they're sitting, what is it? What position? 9th, 8th? God knows what they are.
I think
This
I'll
is
correct my
Liverpool.
answer. I'll correct my
Hold
answer.
on,
I'll
hold
go
on.
for like
Liverpool Stadium. Is it the state-of-the-art stadium? No. Liverpool's outside, by the way. I don't know if any of you in the chat, I think Alien Tenor would be the only person. If someone else is, please tell me. Liverpool, outside of Liverpool, is donkey shit. Donkey shit. Boarded up houses, absolutely nasty. There's nothing. At least you go to Barcelona Camp Nou, it's an environment. Well, you guys saw on live, it's an environment. Outside is an environment. There's the economical growth has spread outside the stadium. You can see. Same with Manchester City, by the way. I keep saying this, and some people don't like it, but I keep saying this. Outside of Etihad, there's the Etihad campus. There's the Etihad Academy. There's supermarkets, shopping mall. There's newfound apartments. There's buildings. The roads are open. There's new roads. There's all sorts of things. The economical advantage has spread outside, right? Manchester United, like just Manchester United alone, Old Trafford alone. I tell you right now, ladies and gentlemen, and it breaks me to say it, outside of Old Trafford, it is a shithole. I say it. A lot of people will not. If you're a season ticket holder, if you're a Mancunian, if you're Manchester born and bred, you might not like this. I'm sorry, but I tell you as it is. I'm all about future. I'm all about modernization. I don't like History FC. I'm sorry. I don't like History FC. Outside the street, the shops, the buildings, the stadium, just concourse. You go as you're driving up, right? As you're driving up, the supermarket next on the left, the car showroom on the right, the KFC behind. It is all just crap. I can't lie to you. It's crap. It's crap. Near the cricket ground, Alien Teller will know. Alien Teller will tell you. Near the cricket ground, you're coming in. It's crap. It's not a nice walk. It's not a nice. The economic growth of Manchester United hasn't spilled over outside of it. It hasn't. Getting to United game is difficult. Believe me. People won't believe it, but it's true. I keep telling you. Qatar, if they invest correctly and properly, my goodness, can Manchester United as an organization can be worth so much more. So much more. You guys saw the mock-up plans of Newcastle, by the way. Did you see that online? The mock-up plans of Newcastle, what they think they want to do with the stadium and the training facilities and outside, how it could happen. Imagine Manchester United. I think Manchester United could easily be worth 20-25 billion. No problem at all. No problem at all. Because how much more are you adding to the economy outside? Not just people keep thinking of Man United 90 minutes on the pitch. Easy, but you guys keep thinking Champions League trophy in Istanbul. Yay, Man United won Champions League. But do you know how much it matters outside? Do you know what Qatar own outside? They own supermarkets. They own flight companies. They own so much more. The economy should be spilling out outside. My value easily is like 20-30 billion. Man United could be easily worth. Do you know how much people we could attract if we have proper public transport, if we have proper international transport? By the way, international transport. Do you know how much people we could attract? Okay, let's ask this. Mello, is your network okay?
Yeah, you can
Okay,
hear me
network
now,
is
right?
beautiful. You're a customer from abroad. You are potentially spending £2,000 to £3,000 to come and watch Manchester United for 90 minutes. You're paying for the flight. Okay, that's what you're paying for, right? In the airport, you're gonna buy some food. You're gonna get a hotel. You're gonna pay for hotel. You're going to pay for public transport, Ubers, trains, whatever. You're going to come to the stadium. You're going to spend in the stadium, all of the good stuff. Game is finished. What are you going to do? Go back out. You're going to get some food. You're going to go to shopping. You're going to get public transport or private transport. You're going to go to a venue to eat, restaurant. Like Mello, one customer has come and look at the economical impact he's had outside of 90 minutes. Just think how much money he spent, more money outside of Old Trafford coming to see Old Trafford. Am I right, Mello?
Yeah. This does, the, like, even the economic, like, the economy in Manchester, like, that will go up, like, with like all
100%.
the venues will be sold out. Even like, you know how Man City have feeder teams? I don't mind having a feeder team as well, so that way even more fans could get closer to Manchester United. Like Melbourne City, that's connected to Man City, so I don't mind having, even if it's in the A League or whatever, for our Australian fan base over there, if they have a feeder club, that would be nice for them. So yeah, the extent.
The comment that like Bednars makes, it's not what United can do for the buyer, it's what the buyer can do for us. And that's the mentality that's incorrect, in my opinion. It is incorrect because Qatar are not buying Manchester United to come to Old Trafford, sit there and look funny. Oh my God, Marcus Rashford, yay. They're not spending 6 billion to go, Marcus Rashford, yay. Oh, I love Bednars on YouTube who wants a great stadium and he wants to win Champions League. So I am going to spend 6 billion. Go on then. They're not doing that. They want other things. They want more than Manchester United. Think. Do you know how much Sheikh Mansour is loved? Do you know how much Sheikh Mansour is loved outside of football because of what he's done for that area of Manchester City? Do you know? Sancho's dad, do you know?
No.
Or Ronald, do you know?
Not really.
The lady who works across the road, who's now got a job because Sheikh Mansour bought the land or used the land to open up shopping malls, to open up shopping complexes, to open up public transport. The council love him. He's opened up cafes. Rajat says he's done so much for outside of football. The Manchester City fans love him for that outside of football. Inside football, he's obviously had great accomplishments, got them trophies, whatever, cheating or whatever you want to call it. But outside, do you know how it's affected? Do you know how housing valuation has gone up because of Sheikh Mansour? Because of Sheikh Mansour investing in Manchester City, housing prices around Manchester City Stadium have gone up.
I heard about it.
Like, but the general fan base, they won't think of that. That doesn't matter because they think we owe something. We are owed something. Qatar owes. They don't owe us anything. The fact that Qatar even decided to make a bid, I'm thankful for. In all honesty, the fact that Qatar have decided that we will buy you and we will help you is an honor of its own. We should be all thanking Qatar just for simply deciding to bid for us. We don't even know what they're gonna do. But one thing I can promise you, Qatar will make Manchester a nicer place. Look at what they've done to London. Heathrow is the busiest airport in the world. Do you guys think think about Heathrow is the busiest airport in the motherfucking world. You have the Shard, which is one of the Scott, mute your mic, and Thingy, mute your mic as well. Hassan, mute your mic as well. The Shard, one of the nicest hotels in the world. One room in the Shard is like 5,000 per night. 7,000, something crazy. It's the higher class rooms. The Selfridges is one of the most best super shopping malls in the world. The Harrods is one of the best shopping malls in the world. And this is what the Qataris do. This is how they spill and bring out the luxurious side of them. I just wonder what they can do, with outside of Manchester United, because bringing Manchester United to great glory is actually, I'll be honest with you, simple. It's simple. The Glazers have brought in Casemiro, Eriksen, Martinez, Malacia, Wout Weghorst, Sabitzer, Ten Hag. They brought in all these people, and me and you are sat here competing for 4 trophies. For 4 trophies. So imagine the Qataris with a snap of a finger, what they could do for the football on its own, what they could do. That's the simple stuff. Fixing the football is simple stuff because you just give your 4-digit pin to Ten Hag and you say, you do what you want, mate. The rest I'll handle outside. You do what you want. You do. That's just like Pep. Do you think they argue with Pep when he says, I want to let Cancelo go? Do you think they argue with him? Do you think they argue with Pep when he says, I want to keep Bernardo Silva? He's not going anywhere. They don't argue with him. They just say, do what you want. It's all right. It's your club. We're just here we'll just handle the money side. The rest, you do what you want. Hassan, how you doing?
Yeah, man. Not too bad. Not too bad.
Did you catch much of what I said?
Yeah. I've been listening. Yeah, I've been listening. Yeah. But
Scott,
like
how
you
you
said,
doing? Can you hear me? I'll go to Scott quickly.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Just make sure if you're not speaking, just put your mic back on mute because we get a lot of feedback.
Yeah, of course.
Scott, talk to me how you're feeling about this ownership situation.
They need to go, definitely, 100%. Who we get in. I mean, I don't want that Jim Ratcliffe because I think he's got stupid ideas of refinancing the debt. But buying the club, well, that's not really buying the club, and he's only on about buying 69% of the Glazers shares. Well, that's not going to work, is it? Because then you've still got the other 30% or whatever percent of the shares left.
Yeah, true.
Whereas Qatar, they're going to come in and they're just going to take everything, and so it'll no longer be a PLC as well. So it's not on the stock exchange. If they put it back on there, that's down to them, isn't it?
Do you think the Glazers will accept? What do you think the Glazers will accept? A Qatar, an American, or Jim Ratcliffe?
From what I've read, yes, from what I've been reading, like throughout from last night till today, what's that group called? Who are willing to put investment into the club?
The American hedge fund?
Yeah, they can't think of the name of the Elliots. They're on about giving money towards someone who wants to buy the club, not for the Glazers to reinvest into the club. So I don't know. I can't work out where they're coming from with that one. Well, what like these news outlets are coming out where they're saying that. Because if you read what the Elliott Group have said, yeah, we're willing to finance someone to buy the club, not to reinvest into the club in the sense of giving money to the Glazers.
So the way it works, Scott, just quickly, if you mute your mic, I'll explain. The way it works is, you know how JP Morgan is going to be backing Jim Ratcliffe to go and buy the club? It's like that. The Elliott Group are going to be backing someone to go and buy the club. So similar to that. They just don't have a buyer who wants to come out, whereas Jim Ratcliffe is a buyer who needs a financier like JP Morgan to finance the purchase. A lot of these billionaires, if not 99% of billionaires and millionaires, use financiers to acquire assets. They never really use their own money. Unlike Qatar, who are willing to bring in hard cash of their own. They're that wealthy, they don't need financing. They are the financing. They do the financing themselves. They don't have investments and XYZ needed. They are the investors. So that's how this thing works. So I think with the American hedge fund, if you don't have a buyer, the seller can find a buyer to link with the financier. So they can make the match happen. So, hey, are you a potential buyer? Sure, you come forward. You need a financier. I'll get my American people who want to finance this thing and we'll partner up. They can do the business and then they will go and buy the club. So that's how that process would work. Will the Rain Group prefer that? this is obviously what I don't know. This is all down to Rain Group and what they decide. My thing right now is, if I asked you, Scott, let's say you own a business, and all of a sudden, after 5 years of bad business and bad form, you have finally brought in a manager who has been doing well, whatever, and you're looking like you're going to win your first trophy. You're looking like you might beat one of the juggernauts of Europe, Barcelona, and maybe possibly make your way to Budapest in Europa League final. You are in a conversation for FA Cup. You are in a conversation for Premier League. Would you want to sell, or would you take an investment, Scott?
Me personally, me personally thinking as a Glazer,
yes.
Me personally thinking as a Glazer, you just sell it because you're getting £5 billion or £6 billion. It's not, as a Glazer, they're not interested in football. They're not football fans. They don't understand even what offside means. But as a personal sort of thing myself, of course, I can see where you're coming from with the question, because when we're successful, we're getting more sponsorship, more money, and everything else is coming. So maybe they are looking at that. Do you understand what I mean? When it was like under Ferguson, yeah, we had all the we had the success, we were winning things and everything, and then obviously when Ferguson went, it started declining then, didn't it?
Sure.
When it was Ed Woodward, and I mean, he's going to get £1.5 billion, £1.5 million, didn't he, if they sell it? He owns so much Class B shares.
True. Big up to Alien Tenor with the super chat, says, meeting all my bros at Old Trafford is part of my enjoyment. And it surely is. Going to Old Trafford, meeting everyone. It is a nice feeling. It is. I can't lie. It's just, it would have been a nicer feeling if we had things to enjoy. I mean, just, you guys saw the Barca Cafe is beautiful. The Barca shops and the stuff they have to offer is beautiful. As much as we make fun, or they're pulling levers, they're making money, it's nice. As a tourist, I can't lie, I enjoyed it. The stadium is not that great, sure, but outside it was nice. It was some good stuff, and they can surely do better. Of course they can do better, but it was still nice. The Catalonians though will say that it's horrible, whatever, just like we say our club is horrible. But as a tourist, it wasn't bad. But for me, same way, Old Trafford, Scott, I don't know when's the last time you've been to Old Trafford, but it's just it's not that nice anymore. I just want something more entertaining.
Yeah, I was there a few more, just before the season started. I was there when we played that Rayo Vallecano, that friendly match.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was that one. I mean, my son goes pretty much to most matches, when I can get him tickets.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, he goes all the time. But as for over there at the Etihad, I mean, I don't know how often you've been over there, but Miles Platt and Bezic, they're not exactly desirable places to want to go and live, are they?
The Etihad Stadium still has better things than Old Trafford.
Yeah, they've still got better facilities around it as such, but it's not somewhere you want to go and live, though, is it? I mean,
I can see. Yeah, I can see where you come from.
I mean, yeah, they get to build all new houses down there and stuff. I mean, where that other training centre is on the other side, where the Aston is, that used to be a tire place, didn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. And the person who bought that off, they paid him £1 million for that because he refused to sell him the land.
Wow.
And I do know the person personally because he's married to my cousin. He's got a nice, lovely big house now in Prestwich. Thanks to them. And he's got a new tire place over in Trafford Park.
I do know, Scott, that a lot of people had to sell their houses and had to sell their land for the Mansouris to extend and develop Etihad area. I do know that.
Yeah, they did. I mean, he did have to sell it, but he got what he wanted for it. He got the £1 million he asked for it.
Yeah.
So I mean,
yeah,
I don't know
you're
what the
right.
market value is for land over that way
People,
anyway. So could be
yeah,
more, could be less.
people need to remember as well. Alien Tenor said, I'll just mute you, Scott, quickly. Sorry, just mute you quickly. Alien Tenor says, City don't even own their stadium. It belongs to Manchester Council, which is right. I remember, Alien Tenor, if you can remind me as well, was it during the Commonwealth? Is it not a Commonwealth stadium that this was, that the council had funded the Mansouris to accommodate them to go and build that stadium where they held sports activities and etc. So it's actually the council that helped them. But I don't know since then what the business is behind it. I don't actually know if the council still own it, if it's now been handed over to the Mansouris. I don't know. But yeah, it is true that the stadium did get made by the council. Hassan, I mean, where do you stand with all this ownership? I know all of us here want Qatar. It would be fantastic to have Qatar.
Yeah.
It would be a great win for us if we get Qatar. I have my own questions, like everybody does. As you guys know, I'm not just blind to football. I like other things outside of football. So I'd be interested to know how Qatar can benefit the environment, because I live here. I would want to know how Qatar benefit outside of Manchester United as well. It would be nice. Do I get nice cheap flights if I'm a season ticket holder? That would be nice. All these other things. But where do you stand?
My thing is, what I truly believe, I think it's been done between the Glazer and the Qatar. I think they have shook hands behind the scenes. They have done maybe some underhand dealing has been going on. Sure, that these are billionaires we're talking about. Of course, there are going to be some underhand, backhand, movements going on. But I think this deal has been done in the background. It's done. It's finished. Everything I'm hearing, it's all point down to that. This Elliot thing about all of a sudden making a late bid. What I've read that Elliot will provide funding for investment. This is what I've read. If that's true, then why come out now at the very last moment in the soft deadline? Why not come out in January? These are all pre-planned by the Glazers and their friends and families to hike up the bid as much as possible to get
Well, there's more than 3 bids, by the way. There's two public bids and numerous private bids, as we know.
Yeah. But at the end of the day, I think it's all done and dusted. Qataris are very confident. They're looking very confident. Also, the Premier League cutting their ties with Hanover Communication is a big indication saying, hey, maybe something is going on in the background. So I believe they have shook hands already. Glazers and the Qatari family, the Emir of Qatar, they have shook hands. It's just a matter of, sorting out the little, tying the dot the I's and cross the T's, and in March they'll just announce it like, hey, Qataris are getting it. Because everything I'm hearing from Middle East in Twitter, they're saying, hey, especially the recent video of this guy asking, hey, Manchester United, they're saying about these birds flying and everything, and it's all done and dusted. So this is my stand, that this has been done in the background, is all finished.
But those people who are making those tweets online, they're not the people involved in the bidding, are they?
But they are very close to the family by the looks of it, or the Qatari family. It's like the British media is hyping up Jim Ratcliffe, and that saying all those things about Qatar, about moral and humanity and everything, all those things.
I mean, the fact is, when World Cup was happening, the Glazers were traveling. They were traveling.
Since November, the first time I heard it was since November, Abram Glazer has been going to Middle East, especially Qatar. Now you tell me, why haven't we heard Abram Glazer is going to Saudi or Dubai or any American firms to meet with them? We have never heard of any.
Well, that's a good point. And on top of that,
it's only Qatar and Qatar all the time.
So I want to go a little bit deeper. I think the Glazers want to, of course, sell Manchester United. I think the Glazers want to sell Man United and go into cricket.
Maybe
because they have been shopping around for a cricket team.
But you cannot buy a cricket team fast. You can't, because this is all nationalized teams. The only way you can buy a cricket team, like I was talking to Ronald a few days ago, via the IPL Indian Premier League. It doesn't like there is no like all the top teams are nationalized teams like Australia, England, India,
Sure. I
Bangladesh,
mean,
Pakistan.
do
The
they want to
only league
invest
you
in
can buy
IPL?
is IPL.
No, so
Yeah,
the
but
nationalized teams, I'm sorry,
go on,
Hussein,
go on. No, sorry.
but yeah, so the nationalized teams, you can't buy them, but a lot of groups have a lot of private leagues, like IPL being one of them. There is a Qatari league as well that runs. So it could be any, that he's just interested in any type of a team that he wants to buy for cricket. It could be in the Qatar, whatever cricket league they have, he just wants to buy that. And who best to ask than, the Sheikh himself. So I think that could be just one of the reasons why he's there.
Or
it
maybe
might
just
just be.
because he was seen in the cricket ground doesn't mean that he wants to buy the Glazer family wants to buy a cricket team. But we don't really care at the end of the day what they do with the money, because I've heard they're gonna get 3 billion from this sale, 3 billion tax free. So we don't really care what they do with the money as long as they're gone at the end of the day. But what I think is all done and dusted in the background. They've shaken hands. So yeah.
What about this Jim Ratcliffe bid? I mean, what do you think of the Jim Ratcliffe bid?
It's all he wants to do is get some publicity. Ionos getting some publicity, some stock prices are going up because hey, Ionos is bidding for Manchester United. Whoa. That means stock prices are going up, a bit of publicity, and that's it. That's all it is at the end of the day.
Okay. Melo, do you think the same? Melo, are you there? I don't think Melo is.
Because
here.
Jim Ratcliffe, he bid for 4.5 and Qatar has already bid just over 5 billion. So different.
I don't think Jim Ratcliffe is a serious individual, to be honest.
He's not.
To buy
He's
Man
never
United.
been serious. He's never been serious.
He doesn't. Look, he is British and he is going to have British links. He is a British billionaire. So he's by the way, Jim Ratcliffe is friends with numerous CEOs of media companies. Of course. So he's gonna have drinks and tea and steak with them and say, listen, do me some prop, do me some this, do me some that. And that's how it works. You know how this environment works. People know this. CEO Glazers will sit with
the
such
problem
PR
now
companies
is
and tell them.
fast. This British media is getting quite pathetic right now. The way they're talking about
But the
Qatar
media backing doesn't mean anything.
Doesn't mean anything.
The media backing doesn't mean who Glazers will sell to, does it?
No. All they want is the biggest price. That's it. How much they can get as much as possible. 6 billion, 7 billion,
I'm sorry, I kind of disagree because it kind of does influence Glazers. If you remember, Glazers wanted Poch. And it was the media, as in us, using a media platform to convince them to buy ETH or look at him.
Well, it's got nothing to do with this is money we're talking about. This is their own personal money they're talking about. They're not going to listen to any media and fans.
Bro, it's going to take them a flash of a second to just say that, you know what, we're going to stay here. We maybe can get, maybe in another 5 years with the progress Eric Ten Hag has already made, and he can make more progress. We can get
but
some,
they don't have any
Champions
money to
Leagues
invest in the.
because
They don't have any money to invest in
that's what
the ground.
Yeah, that's what
or
I'm
the
saying.
players
That
or anything transfers.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That they can go ahead.
I mean,
with
look.
Any type of bid.
It's interesting because Middle Eastern Twitter, Middle Eastern media had Liverpool fans baffled and fooled. They did. And Middle Eastern Twitter and Middle Eastern Spaces and Middle Eastern XYZ is now saying Man United is Qatari. Man United is Qatari. Qatars have bought Man United. Logan says, Faz, Mr. Structure stated Simon Stone doesn't write articles without. We can all just react as it is, whatever. I'm not reacting now. I like the Qataris. I want the Qataris.
From what I've heard, that the Qataris, they wanted a full.
What is Simon Stone's exact tweet, by the way? Can someone bring me Simon Stone's exact tweet?
What do you say now?
Someone go ahead and bring me Simon Stone's exact tweet and bring it and put it here, please.
while they're doing
Uh,
that, the Qataris, they wanted a full ownership of Liverpool, but they
Yeah, of
will not
course,
sell
yeah.
more than 49%. They'll say, okay, we're not, we're not into that.
Of course, they want full control. Copy the actual tweet of Simon Stone. Actually, let me go on Simon's account. Simon Stone is someone I am
Stoney.
yet to meet. To be honest, I'm yet to meet. Let's see. Where's the? Okay, 2 hours ago, Simon Stone has written an article on the BBC saying why the Glazers might end up. This is again. People are jumping. It's a might. It's a play on words. Stop just going in straight into, oh my God. It's a might. Let me even bring up the. Am I in this photo that Simon Stone has posted? Because I sometimes sit there, but I don't think I'm in this particular photo. Let me even share the. Can you guys see this? Yeah, you should be able to see it. There you go. Let's even go through and read it. Manchester United fans have been protesting against Glazers for years. Manchester United have been a subject of intense debate over the past 3 days since Sheikh Jassim bin Hamad Al Thani and the Ineos came forward to confirm their interest in buying Manchester United, the Old Trafford club. Sums of 4.5 billion have been mentioned as a potential sale price. So no 5.5 billion actually. It's just 4.5. I don't even know where we got 5.5 to be honest. But anyways, it is not known whether other bidders have come forward, although interest was expected from United States and potentially Saudi Arabia. However, it is thought US-based Elliott Investment Management are offering to put together an investment package that would allow the Glazer family to retain some kind of interest in United, the club they have owned since they bought it for $1.3 billion in 2005. United announced in November that they were considering all strategic alternatives to strengthen the club, which includes new investment, not just outright sale. What happened? He's not said nothing. He has not said anything in these 4 paragraphs. He has not said anything that says the Glazers are not selling. Nothing. So we'll continue to read. What happens next? It is expected there will be further discussions between the Rain Group, who are handling the expressions of interest, and the Glazer family about the next steps. In the meantime, those who have made offers will be allowed access to United's data rooms, which will hold all their financial information, including details around contract sponsorship agreements, which is right because Man United is a publicly traded company. I'm guessing these records will be made public anyways. This also, when you go into it, show interest in a business, they do open up their books for you to see as well. This is vital information which is protected, which anyone who enters having to sign agreements pledging to either dispose of it immediately should they not proceed with an offer, or to not use it in a way that could damage United. So basically, non-disclosure agreements. The Rain Group had hoped to conclude the whole process by the end of March. By the end of March. So the April, I kept telling you all, hello, April is the time. I'm thinking that's what I heard. That's what I'm going by. April is when we find out. Well, there you go. If they're completing by the end of March, April is when you will find out. So I was right on that. The Rain Group, end of March, and BBC Sport has previously been told there is no question it would be done by the end of the season at the latest. So April will be a fantastic time that we will find out what's going on. Now, could the Glazers stay? The whole article that he titled that the Glazers might end up staying, he's not mentioned anything yet, so we'll continue reading. Since the initial announcement last year, club sources have stressed that strategic alternatives did not just mean a sale, even though this is what many have focused on. I told you guys. People kept telling me, man, sales, they're gonna sell. Well, strategic alternatives, these guys and their words. It is now established both Sheikh Jassim and Ineos have received communication from Rain Group asking them to stop making what they regard as vitriolic public statements, including terms such as returning United to glory years, which they viewed as implied criticism of the Glazers. Of course, if you're trying to buy a club and you are slating our name, I am not going to be appreciating that, am I? Really? This has been interpreted by some as heightening the potential for the family to retain control. If they were leaving anyway, why would they care what was said about them? Particularly, can hardly be argued. United have fallen a long way in the trophy gathering since Sir Alex Ferguson retired in 2013. That's one. Also, the second point that is not mentioned in this article is if the club was for sale, why on earth would they dare increase or think of going to increase the season ticket prices? That alone doesn't make sense. This is another mix in the politics. Why would you want to go ahead and think about next year's ticket sales if you're selling? Make it make sense. While 6 Glazer siblings are listed as director of the club, it has always been felt co-chairman Joel and Abram were the pair with the greatest connection to United, who basically dealt with everything United on a day-to-day. BBC Sport, BBC Sport has been told Joel Glazer has been one of the strongest voices to favor the club remaining in control, remaining at its current Old Trafford site rather than build a completely new stadium. Sorry, not in control, remaining in the current Old Trafford site rather than building a completely new stadium. This is only based on the values, heritage that comes with the current team playing on the same spot as the previous one dating back to 1910. But this also means spending less money. Son of a, just spend less money. How about that? Let's keep the current stadium. Let's keep everything correct. Just add to what we have, but History FC, keep the History FC as it is. What would the fans make of this? In short, not a lot. There you go. It doesn't mean anything. So you're Logan, Mr. Structure, going crazy. It doesn't mean anything. This doesn't justify anything. It is just an article. It's just an article based on saying what we already know. He's not said anything in this article.
Exactly.
Nothing.
Exactly.
There's no breaking news. There's no breaking interview. There's no breaking source. Nothing. Absolutely.
It's basically Simon Stone filling his quota of the week. Like, hey, you need to write an article.
There you go.
Protests
have been regular feature in the matches. In the Premier League, Liverpool had to be stopped in May 2020. Songs against Glazer family. On Monday, 1958 group supporters who made a mission to get rid of the Glazers family issued a forceful statement. Glazers are universally despised and they will never be accepted. They are done. Yada yada yada. Oh wow. Nothing 3 hours ago posted.
And that second paragraph about the Elliott giving investment. This is all PR just to hike up the bidding. Get a bidding war started.
So Logan, next time your Mr. Structure makes a tweet, please read the article thoroughly and find out what it is. Clickbait article. It is a clickbait thing. It doesn't say anything. No breaking sources. It doesn't say that the Glazers will stay. It doesn't say that the Glazers will go. It doesn't say anything that we already don't know. So based on that, I again will wait until April and we will see. We will see. Mr. Structure is going to jump on it. You know how Nordin is. He's very sat back. He doesn't want to give any feelings as to thinking it's being sold. And I rightly understand. And get, and it's fair. It's okay. I am kind of the same, but I'm 50-50. I think they are going to sell because if they sell, they become the richest individuals that they could have possibly become from selling these type of like a football organization. I don't think a football organization has ever been a football organization never been sold for this price, and if they sell it, they'll be the first richest people selling a football organization like this. They become billionaires. The Glazers are not billionaires. They're multi hundreds of millionaires, but they're not billionaires. Their billions are stuck in these type of assets that they have, and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers as well. So if they sell Manchester United, they sort out their great grandkids for life. So I like if I was thinking of my great grandkids, I would think, is this worth? But then again, if I'm thinking with a business perspective, hey, Abram Glazer, let's keep the stadium. Hey, Melo, hey, Ormo, hey, Ronald, let's just keep the stadium, add some money into it, go and get some new players, get some investment, pay the debt off, let Ten Hag win a Champions League. God is good.
No, they would do everything, but not pay the debt off. They would not get the new stadium. They would keep this
They won't
as
get
it
the new
is for the
stadium.
next. Yeah, they won't. They
Listen,
would
as a
keep this
as a
as it is for the next 2 years, and when the stock is more up, around 10, they'd be like, yeah, we need 10 now.
Listen, as a Glazers, I'm not selling. If I'm the Glazers, I won't sell. If I'm the Glazers, I would never sell. I would never tell the club I'm selling. But they're desperate. That's why they're selling.
But
Because
what
they don't
if the
have
headache
any
is
money to spend. They don't have any
But
money
what
to
if the
spend.
headache is way too much, Omo? Because right now, TeamViewer is asking you that we can't continue. They've had their hands up, right? They're like, we can't continue this. We want out. At the same time, a lot of our supporters, we've kind of sent a lot of emails their way,
Basically, the Glazers cannot
and
run this
it's a
club
big
anymore.
headache, bro. Like Manchester United fan base is not easy to deal with. Like we are not easily impressed.
Look, it is what it is. We'll just have to wait and see.
That's
have
it.
to wait and see. We don't know what the Glazers are going to do, in all honesty, and we can't force them to do anything at the end of the day as well. We can't. So, for all I know, we'll have to bear with them and let them do their own thing. Let them do their own
But I
thing.
personally do think fast they would leave. They would take that if they get the number that they're looking for and they're comfortable. They would
And
they
this is
would
the
take the
best
hunt.
time to sell Manchester United. Otherwise, the economic downturn that's coming, the prices might start to go down as well. So this is the peak time. If you want to sell your club, sell it now, because this is the best time to sell it, get the most price out of it, and get out of it.
Yeah, that's true. That's another
Yeah.
one thing that I would like to say
Because
they
economic
would have an
downturn will
investment
be,
right now.
yeah.
Yeah, go on, Hassan.
And there'll be an economic downfall in the next few years, so the price might go down, the stock price will go down, everything will go down. So if I'm Glazers, I'm rubbing my hands right now to sell it as with the highest number possible. And this is where the Elliott Group comes into play to say, hey, I got investment money for you if you want to stay. It's all the part of pre-plan to hike up the bidding
Because
war at the end of the day.
can I ask you a question, Faz? A very legit question. Where
Yeah.
was this Elliott Group till now?
I don't know. Don't no idea. So they can come at any time. They can come at any
They
time.
can come at any time, but why at this particular time? It's all planned.
Well, they just it
all
doesn't.
planned.
Well, some of them are
planned.
private, but some of them are private. Some of them are also private. So if it's planned, we don't know what the plan is, right? We don't know what the plan is.
Cristiano Ronaldo, for the most part of the transfer window, said, "I have clubs lined up." Where is he now? So people say a lot of things. People talk a lot of talk.
Yeah. Well, we'll go and see what happens. Only time will tell. But I'll end the stream here. It has been a very long stream. Big up to Scott. Big up to Hassan, as always. Big up to Melo as well. Big up to Omo. Big up to Ronald for joining as well. Big up everyone for joining.
Big up everyone.
We will only time will tell. We will see what happens. We've got Thursday coming up soon, so I'll be doing some more content probably on Wednesday. I might not be live tomorrow, but yeah, big up to everyone. Big up Richie as well. Says great game and vibe yesterday. Missed you after the game, bro. Sorry, yeah, I had to go recording straight after. But make sure as the stream comes to an end, go and comment on the stream soon as the stream ends. If you haven't already subscribed, make sure you do. If you want to become a member, please make sure you become a member as well on the channel. So please, membership help the channel grow. So I would appreciate that. Thank you all. Peace, love, and guidance. And I'll see you on the next one. Take care.